The 2-2 San Francisco 49ers are coming off a 24-9 win over the Rams Monday night. Meanwhile, Carolina had just one victory in their last 11 games, with many believing the clock is ticking on Matt Rule's time with the organization. Back during their last regular season game, the Niners blew out the Panthers, who still lead the all-time series. Hi, everybody. I'm Joby Smith right here at the ADSN Carolina Football Report at Bank of America Stadium. Week 5 on tap. And remember, it's the final of a 3-game homestand for the Panthers. Now, Carolina's defense has really stepped up lately. Meanwhile, on offense, Baker Mayfield and company have really struggled offensively. With a treasure chest of offensive weapons, the quarterback has yet to fully capitalize on often open receivers. His passing performance has him ranked 27th in the NFL. Mayfield and the Panthers' offense at 25% are ranked all the way at the bottom of the league. The 49ers are not topping the charts on offense either, so on the offensive side of the ball, this week's matchup will mostly come down to the defenses. This week, Matt Rule talked about his team's focus and preparation for the Niners.
We always talk about one thing on defense, one thing on offense, one thing on special teams. We've given the defense, a lot of good looks at. This is a really, really sophisticated offense. So we've shown them all the wide zones, the bully crushes, the bullies, all the different runs that they run, all the play action passes, all the screens. So I think for our defense, it's just about sustaining excellence, for long periods of time. And then, offensively, we've been working on third down. We've been working on, trying to stay on the field. This is an excellent defense we're facing. And special teams, just Coach Tabors worked hard at eliminating the penalties. We're playing well on special teams, but we had the ball at the 1 and it gets called back last week. So we have to eliminate the penalties to truly let our special teams be a weapon. I thought our guys rushed really well last week. I thought it was the best we had looked is really for quite some time. I think Jimmy's played a long time. He's an excellent quarterback. They have great receivers, so he'll get the ball out on time. It'll be a different challenge than obviously Kyler is with his ability to move. But Jimmy's he's got great feet, great rhythm. So for this week, it's more about him getting the ball out before we have a chance to get there, and then whatever plan Coach Shanahan has.
Now Mayfield will obviously have to keep his eye on Talanoa Hufanga. He's lurking and waiting to add to his stash of picks. Remember last week he picked off Matthew Stafford for pick 6 on Monday night, his second interception of the season. And although Christian McCaffrey has had 3 games this season with 100 yards from scrimmage, he can reach a new milestone by getting his 50th career TD from scrimmage today. That's not enough to contend with the 49er defense. Add to that being without Laviska Shenault to give that extra spark on kickoffs, as well as the passing game or explosive plays like his 67-yard romp against the Saints. That spells a tough afternoon for Carolina. So the Panthers will have to get more out of Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, as well as Shi Smith and those tight ends. It's also crucial for the Carolina offense to start fast and indeed to get stops, takeaways, and possible scores. As we take a look at those numbers, total yards allowed for Carolina, they're ranked 18th in the league. They definitely need to step it up against top-ranked San Fran. They've also allowed 134 yards rushing per game. Now, there's some key matchups in this game. Jeremy Chin is out on IR, so the defense looks a little different this week. ADSN analyst Antonio Ramos has more.
The Panthers will face one of the best defenses in the league today when they square against the Niners, but let's take a look on what Carolina can do defensively to keep this game close. First of all, the scheme will change a little bit without safety Jeremy Chin, who is going to miss at least 4 weeks with a severe hamstring injury. Defensive back Xavier Woods will be a game-time decision today as well, so potentially defensive coordinator, Phil Snow could be without his both starting safeties today. Chin's presence in the box will be missed when they try to cover tight end George Kittle, and we won't see a lot of the single high safety looks that we used to be. Instead, they're going to play it simple and use some cover 2 concepts. Expect defensive back Miles Hartfield to fill Jeremy Chin's position today, but use on a different role.
Now, Frankie Louvoud should play today. He was a real playmaker last week with that 33-yard interception return for Carolina's league-leading second defensive touchdown. J.C. Horn will be a major factor on that side of the ball, too. What about him?
My player to watch today is cornerback J.C. Horn, who can line up in the slot, he can blitz the quarterback, and has the size to cover George Kittle and the speed to lock down either Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel. We have seen Horn used sometimes as a safety in some packages, but he will be the physical presence this Panthers secondary needs today without Jeremy Chin. Phil Snow has been very smart when pressuring quarterbacks with his corners, so pressuring Jimmy Garoppolo and trying to win the turnover battle will be a key factor for Carolina today. Be disciplined with your eyes, keep everything in front of you, and you can have a chance against one of the best blocking schemes in the National Football League. Niners will play today with their third-string left tackle as Trent Williams and backup Colton McKivitz are out. So Panthers need to exploit that matchup, and not just with Brian Burns rushing on the outside. Matt Ioannidis and Derek Brown, they need to push the pocket from the inside as well. Brown is having a terrific year batting passes, and Ioannidis creating pressure as well from the inside. And don't forget about Henry Anderson in the rotation too. He's a guy that's been contributing a lot recently in some plays. So gap accountability, discipline against a very sound and well-coached offensive line will be key in today's matchup.
Thanks a lot, Antonio. We'll see if that Carolina defense can answer the bell so crucial here in Week 5. We've got to come up with a big performance. Meanwhile, stay with us on the Carolina Football Report on ADSN. We're coming right back from Bank of America Stadium right after this.
At Heslop Wealth Advisors, our goal is to help small businesses develop quality retirement plans for their employees through our Lunch and Learn seminars. We provide lunch and learning tools to help your company succeed and unmatched customer service.
Welcome back to the Carolina Football Report on ADSN, also the home of Chopping It Up with Buck, now airing every Friday on ESPN Radio. Make sure to check out every engaging episode also on our flagship site, ADSN1.com. The 49ers defense is very strong. They sacked Matthew Stafford 7 times last week. Nick Bosa with 2 sacks, and other defensive stars like Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw looking to slow down Christian McCaffrey. Greenlaw with 38 tackles and 24 hits this season. We got a late game here at Bank of America Stadium. We're almost set for this matchup. Of course, there are 3 keys to the game here. The Panthers defense need to try and rattle Jimmy Garoppolo and possibly force turnovers. Contain Deebo Samuel. The superstar is something else. Just don't allow him to gain strength and get in rhythm throughout the game. Offensively, protect that football and be aggressive early, utilizing all offensive weapons for Baker Mayfield. All right, another great afternoon for football here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Get ready for Week 5 with the Panthers and Niners. And, of course, stay tuned for all the news and updates on ADSN. We'll see you after the game.